Hello and welcome back, all of my star pupils. So I heard a lot of comments and things on my Instagram that everyone seemed to like the pick a card reading that I had did for Christmas wishes. So I decided this time to do it again. You will see that I had posted in this video 3 different champagne glasses. The reason why I did that was because this is going to be our New Year's Eve card reading so that anyone can look at this from now until New Year's Eve and either use the card reading as some spiritual guidance, use it for seeing what's going to happen in the new year. So it's pretty much up to you how you do want to use this card reading. What I'm going to ask is that for all of those who did pick a glass, there will be timestamps down below so that you can go right to the reading. So there is going to be glass number 1, glass number 2, and glass number 3. So I'm going to start with champagne glass number 1, and this is going to be the reading for that. So for all of my star pupils who picked champagne glass number 1, what we're going to start with is the 3 oracle cards that are up here. So I have pulled some of these cards already. So I have the Madame Endora's oracle cards that I have right here. So this is going to be the main focus of the reading, or the main focus of all of you who picked champagne glass number 1. So this is the talisman, and it says you are destined to succeed. So if you had questions about anything having to do with career, anything having to do with, if you're trying to make a new endeavor in the new year, purchase a home, have a new relationship, that talisman is kind of a lucky card in a sense, because it's stating that you're going to be destined to succeed in anything that you choose to do. So I also pulled 2 the answer is simple cards surrounding this main card that's in the middle here. The reason why I did that was because with the talisman and with that being at the center of the reading, there should be some clarifying oracle cards surrounding that. So we're going to see kind of what that guidance is, or what spirit is saying for the new year. So I'm going to start with this one that's over here near the 1 gold leaf, and it says be courageous. So you guys, it's very, very evident that in order for you to move forward, and what spirit's telling me is that if you do move forward in something that you're looking to do, be it a new relationship, be it a marriage, be it possibly you're having a child, you could also too be having career moves or trying to get a new house next year. It's telling you that you will succeed, but you have to have the courage to move forward with your ideals. If you don't have that type of courage to go forward, then you won't be able to succeed. So it has to come from you moving forward. The other oracle card that we have here is to open your heart. So you guys, again, being courageous, opening up your heart, having, especially if you're trying to embark on a new relationship, we have 1 + 5 up there for the open your heart card, which is 15. That makes 6, which 6 is a very big relationship number in numerology. It's about the home. It's about giving. It's about caring. It's about opening up one's, the heart chakra area, opening up spirit, opening up to new possibilities. We talk about the butterflies in that card being of the psyche, being of opening up what you truly feel. The courageous card is number 8, which is the infinity, that you keep moving forward and that you open your heart to new possibilities. And with that talisman, with that luckiness, it does tell you that you are destined to succeed, but you have to open your heart and kind of be courageous moving forward. So basically that's the main points for all of you who picked the champagne glass number 1. Now I have some tarot because I pulled tarot already to kind of clarify, okay, well, what is exactly going on? So I did pull some tarot to basically kind of see what are the clarifiers in this, what is basically going on with the main parts of the oracle cards in this reading. So we're going to start with this first one. And of course, we have the Five of Pentacles, or the despair, the regret over money. This could also be divorce. So many people out there could be going through some hardships having to do with the relationship. They could, be having some hardships from a breakaway of something. It could either be career, a relationship. There is that real fear, though, I'm sensing with group number one for the champagne glass. For champagne glass number one, that this group is kind of very hesitant to move forward because possibly Spirit's stating that there's a lot of fear of being destitute, of not having enough. There's a lack of abundance with group number one. So that's really where that open your heart card comes from, because if you all are feeling like you have a lack of abundance, lack of not having something, a lack of not moving forward, then you will, because you're lacking that abundance, or because you're so afraid of not having enough in terms of resources, self-care, money. So that's something to keep in mind for the new year as well, which is great because we have the Five of Wands reversed. So it shows me that group number one, you guys are tired of the drama. You're tired of, the bickering back and forth. You're tired of the fighting. You're tired of stuff going on. You have moved past all of that. You want to see something different in your own life, in your own situation. So therefore, you have moved past all of the arguments, the fights. You're always trying to create something out of nothing. And now you're just at a point where you're tired of doing that. The card is reversed, so it shows that you are able to look at things in an amicable way, in a kind way. You're able to walk away from arguments that no longer serve you. So that Five of Wands is moving you past. We got the 5 and the 5 with the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, which I think is interesting because 5 is that very big number of change in numerology. So it sounds like to me that you all are very much wanting that change for the new year. You're wanting to move past whatever's going on currently. We also do have the Seven of Wands, which is right under that talisman, which shows you that there is a capability here of you all having that peace, of having that victory, of having things go on in a good way, or excuse me, the Six of Wands. So having that victory, having that glory over moving past these type of fears. So there you have it with the Six of Wands underneath that talisman, which is clearly showing that you will be destined to succeed in moving forward. There's also, we have over here with the cards, we have the Page of Pentacles reversed, which this is a very good point, you guys, because if you're talking about being courageous, if you're talking about opening your heart, that Page of Pentacles is reversed, which basically shows me that you have received a message possibly in the past, possibly a message that didn't go right. It had to do mostly with money, career, monetary value, things like that. And maybe you're feeling like in the new year that you had received that message possibly this year or last year. It didn't work out. You're looking to move past that for next year. So that message that did come to you, understand that Spirit's basically stating that there will be another message at a different time. That one message just didn't work out, and it wasn't meant to work out at the time, so therefore it didn't. But that new message will be coming through. It's just the fact that that previous message about career, about money, about things like that just didn't work out at the time that it was supposed to. I mean, this past year, you guys, let's think about it. The world has kind of been turned upside down. Things are not as they used to be. Things are very, very complicated with everything that's going on. Probably a previous business venture for all you guys that picked number one, maybe it did go south. Maybe there was something wrong, with the way that the message was relayed to you. But in the new year, it's basically basically stating that you have a chance to move forward with either a career or a different type of money pursuit. We also do have, again, with the money, you guys, I'm sensing very strongly from Spirit that group number 1 is specifically talking about money, about career. Things did not go right for you guys this year. You really, really thought that you would be pushing past a lot of things, but instead you just got thrown 5 steps back with everything that's gone on. And in the new year, you're looking to overcome all that. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe some of you are Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorns, sun, moon, or rising, and you're watching this and it really kind of affects you more because you feel like you just don't have that money sense. You with that fear, you have that fear that you don't have that money sense right now, that you don't have the stability that you need to move forward. And what's crazy is that you received this message about money, it didn't go right, and then you tried to make it right with that Knight of Pentacles, and it just, with the reversed cards, it just didn't work out right for you guys. So hopefully in the future, and I'm sensing a lot of the, the night, a lot of the courageousness happening. Hopefully in the new year, Spirit's trying to tell you guys, this will happen. You will overcome. Things will change. It's just the fact that you were taken aback this year, especially with money values. And of course we have, the King of Pentacles, which just, again, you guys, it just reaffirms, the King of Pentacles was also reversed. So it just affirms to me, and from what Spirit is talking about, that all of you guys, it seems like, who picked group number 1, you really, really tried. Sorry, you guys. For all of you guys that picked group number 1, you really, really tried to make an actual endeavor this time. You really, really tried to have some good things happen for business this year, for any type of business sense that you guys had. It just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. You guys all thought in group number 1 that this year was going to be the year. Well, guess what? Spirit's trying to tell you that, yes, you had the setbacks with career and money. You have those type of setbacks. But if you are courageous enough next year, if you open up your heart, you have a real chance to overcome what happened this year. You have a real chance to create a new idea, to manifest something different, to manifest something new, either in your career, in your money path, and things like that. I mean, again, out of all of these cards of what you've been through, group number 1, there's also to that victory. There's also to that you're destined to succeed. So do not give up just because of the fact that you've had these setbacks this past year. The new year is giving you abundance. It's telling you to be courageous, to open up your heart, group number 1, so you all can understand that even though you did have these setbacks with money, with career, with trying to advance yourself, you will not have those setbacks again. So that's a good thing to note for New Year's wishes. I feel like also too, with this New Year's reading, that group number 1, you're looking for a chance to redeem yourself next year. You're looking for a chance to make more money next year, to create that abundance, to create things that you can't really have at this time, but you're dreaming about it, you're thinking about it, you're thinking about your business, you're thinking about what could go on in the future, you're thinking about your money, if you've been through a divorce or a separation with someone at this point, you're thinking about how do you move on and be more successful and self-sufficient. So group number 1, I'm also going to pull 3 fortune cards. Now, these 3 fortune cards are basically fortunes of what you're wishing for in the new year. So I'm going to pull those and then actually take a look at that for each of the 3 oracle cards. So what's so interesting here, you guys, is under the oracle card, I pulled, the number 30 with the heart. We also have, the number 16 with the lilies, and then we have number 1 with the sun. So group number 1, let me explain this a little bit with these fortune telling cards, and I'm just going to kind of like get closer so that you all can see them. So we have the heart under open your heart. So that's very self-explanatory, you guys. You guys have really been put through the ringer this year, group number 1. And the next year, you're looking to really open up your heart space. You're looking to really focus on your heart, on relationships, on moving forward from things that didn't work out this past year. The lily lilies, the number 16, the number 7, all about new beginnings. Lilies are very much about purity, about heart, about new beginnings. Group number 1, you're really looking for that new beginning. And guess what? Under the talisman, you're destined to succeed. That new beginning is coming for you, group number 1. It's coming next year. And the lilies are just key to that. They're telling you to have that purity, have that simplicity, get rid of the stuff that you don't need in your life, and you will succeed. We also have the sun, the number 1 card. Obviously, we all know the sun in tarot is very fortuitous. It's about the best major arcana card that someone can get. And under that courageousness, if you do move forward, group number 1, you will see the sun. You will see that sun and see that light shining on you. This will happen for you. You just have to take the steps. Don't let the past affect your decision for the future. If you had a previous business venture that went wrong, if you wanted to create something that went wrong this year, don't take that in with you, group number 1, for the next year. Look at something different. Take something different with you. Open up your heart. Move forward. Be courageous. Don't take any of the negative drama this past year with you into the new year. And those 3 cards indicate your wishes. So group number 1, you're really looking for that purity. You're looking for the goodness. You're looking to move on from this year. So that's all of the messages that I have for you, for all of you who picked the champagne glass number 1. I really, really hope that the new year goes good for you, all my star pupils who picked this type of glass. I really, really hope that you all can move past some of the negative energy that's been happening this year and really, really manifest your career goals, your dreams, the things that you wanted for your business. So that's what I have for you, group number 1, and I will again talk to you all soon. And hopefully, my star pupils, I can get up some more videos. Be on the lookout for my Capricorn birthday video because we are in Capricorn season, and I will talk to you all soon. Hello, all of my star pupils. So this is going to be for all of you who picked the champagne glass number 2. So this is going to be group 2. So we will start the reading. What I'm going to do, group 2, is I'm actually going to read the first Madame Endora Oracle card. Then I'm going to do the 2, the answer is simple Oracle cards, read the tarot down below, and then we're going to be doing some fortune telling cards for the new year. So, group number 2, let's see what happened, or what's going to happen and what was chosen. So for the Oracle card, oh, you guys. So you have the Sphinx. Choose your words carefully. What's interesting too about this group number 2 is what I'm getting from Spirit is it's talking about the way that you interact with others, the way that you feel around others, what you say, what you don't say. You're looking in the new year, I feel like, group number 2, to become more spiritually aware. I mean, the Sphinx is also too kind of a mythic legend, if you will. They talk about the Sphinx as being very, very spiritual, talking about Egyptian things like that. So it's kind of cautioning you to be smart about what you do say. If you are looking right now, group number 2, to be practicing the craft, magic, anything having to do with the spiritual other world or anything having to do with that, that's telling you also too to kind of go into it thinking logically about it, but also the fact that you don't need to tell everyone what is going on. If you feel spiritually that you need to take a different path next year, if you feel that you need to do something different in your life, then you have a right to do that. But just because you feel that way doesn't mean that everyone else in your surrounding circle feels that way, group number 2. So you all might need to kind of think about, okay, well, what am I going to say? How am I going to choose what I say? If I want to move on from something, can I just do that myself? Do I really need to tell anyone? Those type of things. Of course, use your own discretion. If it's something that you feel where you need to seek help from a counselor, an elder, a family member, someone like that, it's really also telling you too to kind of speak up, group number 2, if you do need the help. If you're looking into spiritual things, definitely look around, gain wisdom. The Sphinx Snakes, again, very, very wisdom wise card. It's telling you to seek the wisdom. Think before you act. Think before you speak. Gather that knowledge to kind of move forward next year. We'll start with this other card that's over here. Oh, okay. So I was on the right track, you guys. Seek an expert. Okay. So for group number 2, all of you who are looking into the spiritual, and I'm kind of just getting this from Spirit. I don't know really where it's coming from or why, but if you all are looking into more spiritual endeavors next year, if you're looking into something, a different way, I just feel like with group number 2, it's a different way of life. Like Spirit's shouting it to me. It's a different way of life that you all want to take on. But the thing is that it's telling you to seek an expert, seek some help. Before you make that decision, basically gather your information, gather your resources before you commit to something fully, is basically all that's saying. And with the Sphinx being about knowledge, being about wisdom, being about spirituality, Spirit's just saying, like, before you move forward with that, before you do go forward, group number 2, do seek an expert, seek some help, look up things before you decide to make that leap or to make that huge life change. This also too says say yes. So basically, if you have a question, group number 2, and this can be about relationships, this can be about, I'm really feeling from group number 2, this is more so about spirituality and more so finding a deeper meaning in life than just the typical career, relationship, that type of thing, that you really all are looking for a completely different life path than the one that you're on at this time or even last year. You all are looking for more spiritual meaning, group number 2, in this lifetime. So when it says say yes, it's basically Spirit affirming to you that if you do want to consider to change your life completely, then you need to say yes. You need to walk through that door before you decide to change completely, which is part of the reason why it's saying to seek an expert, because you may need to seek some help before that actually occurs, group number 2. So we're going to look at some tarot to see what is going on with the basis of this. Okay, so this is good, group number 2. So what this is kind of saying is that this is the 7 of Swords. So previously, you were being untruthful. There were things that you were taking away from others, taking away from yourself that was not part of your true self, group number 2. Now you're at a point where you are learning that you can no longer take from others. You can no longer be that person who sits on the sidelines, so to speak, or who can't really control what is going on. Now, instead of you taking for yourself, you're learning that you need to start giving to others. You need to start being more truthful with others. Hence the reason why this is reversed. You need to be more truthful with others about who you are, where you see your life. And there are going to be people, group number 2, who don't like that. They're going to be people who don't want you to be your true, authentic self. But at the end of the day, those people don't matter. People will care for you and love you as you are if you are honest with people about your personality and whom you are. So it's showing that you are starting to learn that now and you are starting to move forward. We also have, the 4 of Swords reversed. So that's also showing that the time of rest and the time of relaxation, the time for you to kind of come out of your slumber is happening now. Group number 2, you are being awakened to some type of different way of living, some different type of relationship, either with someone else or yourself, or you're being awakened to a different spiritual way of thinking, and you want to move forward with that. You want to learn more. Spirit is telling you that the time for you to be sleeping is no longer. This time is over with. It's time to wake up to life, wake up to what you're feeling, wake up to the sense of what is happening, and that will move forward in the new year, group number 2. If you all do wake up to that situation, it will happen for you. So we also have the next tarot card, which talks talks about, a lot of swords energy. You guys really, really have been going through a lot of in-depth thinking. The swords are very mental, very logical. So a lot of in-depth thinking moving forward with this. So that is the Six of Swords, which is interesting because you have the Seven of Swords and you have the Six of Swords, which shows me that you all are learning a lot of lessons. Logically, mentally, you are moving on, group number 2. You're moving on from this, you're moving on from that, you're moving on, but you are still keeping all of these important spiritual lessons because group number 2, Spirit's basically telling me that you do want to be yourself. You don't care to be anybody else at this point. You really want your true inner spirit to show. You don't want to hide anymore who you truly are, and you shouldn't have to. You should be able to come through and have that type of peace of mind for who you are. You're leaving the despair. You're leaving the abrasiveness of what you were feeling in the past. So you need to come out and basically state who you are. We also have, oddly enough, the Five of Swords. So any type of feeling of war, of pain, of emptiness, that is leaving you, group number 2. You are able to overcome what is going on, and those clouds are clearing. You're going to win the war at the end of the day. You're going to win that internal battle that you have with yourself. You're going to become your true, authentic self. This, to me, group number 2, unlike the previous card reading, really has nothing to do with anything on the outside. It has a lot to do with you internally what you're seeing, internally what you're feeling. What you're realizing is the fact that you have a deeper soul underneath. You have a deeper need to be yourself and to move forward. And with that Five of Swords, that's just making that apparent, that you're going to be winning and you're going to be, happy that you made the decision, but with that person walking away, you're not going to make everybody happy when you actually come forward and tell the truth about yourself or regarding yourself. We also do have, again, with the swords, you guys, oh my goodness. So we have the Eight of Swords. So we also have that decision that, yes, mentally, again, group number 2, I'm just sensing this from all of you, mentally and logically, you all are just bound to an old way of thinking, to an old way of being, to an old way of people seeing you for what you are, and it's not working anymore. And you know that it's not working anymore. And group number 2, you want to move on from this. You want to move on from the way that people see you, from the way that people think about you. You just want to be over that. You want to be unbound. You don't want to be bound. You want the war to stop. You want all of this angst to stop. It's basically telling you with the, how do I say this? With the Nine of Swords, you actually have that opportunity that when you basically come forward, group number 2, and when you are aligned truly and spiritually to yourself, you will stop feeling the despair and sorrow that you currently feel. But understand this, that when you do speak your truth, when you do speak those words, when you do move forward on a different spiritual path, know that not everybody is going to support you. But group number 2, this is the reason for all of you who picked the champagne glass, the second one. This is the reason, because you are on a different path. You don't need anyone to tell you where you're moving forward to, where you are going. New year next year is going to be a very spiritual awakening for all of you, group number 2. You're going to become a different person. And the ones who can handle that, wonderful. They want to support you. They want to love you. The expert who's going to be helping you, group number 2, will help you to realize what type of path you want to be on. They are also going to respect you. Bottom line is that if you do not want anyone else inside of your circle who's not really there for you, group number 2, then you do need to consider moving on. Some people are going to create that pain. They're going to create that pain when you initially tell them, this is my life path, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm going to decide decide to do. And Spirit's letting me know, group number 2, that for all of you who feel that this is not helping, for all of you who feel that this is going to be a hardship for you, it's not. It's going to open up the door for you. It's going to change your way of thinking and your way of being in your life. So number 2, what I'm going to do is just pull 3 cards for the fortune cards, because I really do kind of want to know if there is a sense that we can get of where this is going to end up in your life when you do make this huge spiritual change, or when you do decide to change yourself and tell others about it. You know, it's kind of like you all are emerging, like from the caterpillar to the butterfly, group number 2. You all are emerging in a very big way. You've gone through a lot of things this past year, and next year you're emerging as a different person, because a lot of these things that have happened to you, group number 2, are mostly mental. They're mostly within, you know, internally instead of outwardly. So let's take a look and see what the 3 fortune cards are, so we can take a look and see like what is going on. Well, actually, you know what? There was 4 that got pulled. Group number 2. Spirit has a reasoning. The lightning. We have the moon. See, I'm telling you, group number 2, you all are operating the safe and the clouds. Group number 2, you all are very much operating right now in a very secretive manner. There's something going on that you are keeping a secret from the world, and you're keeping it locked up tight. We have the safe, which basically means that you are coveting something, keeping something to yourself. You are keeping your way of life, whatever that is, spirituality, you know, sexuality, something you are keeping to yourself. You are not allowing other people to see past that. You're not telling anyone about it. We have the clouds, which is a clear indication that there is a calming. There is a calming before the storm. There is a calming. The clouds are drifting. Things are happening that is going to illuminate. You have a lot of things having to do with the moon, the clouds, the illumination, the moon. We talk about that in the tarot, you guys, that the moon is only showing us half in the darkness. It's only showing us half of what we truly want to see. The clouds, that cloudiness, that clouded vision. You know, the clouds are finally clearing. The moon is only showing half of the true total picture, group number 2. And that lightning, the lightning that comes from the tower, group number 2, the lightning that strikes the tower and breaks it down. You all, group number 2, have some real dark night of the soul going on this past year. And what it's telling me, group number 2, is that lightning that you're working, because you probably have been working with a lot of shadow energies too, especially if you're looking to practice or if you're looking to move forward to a different spiritual light. The lightning showing me that it's breaking it down. So whatever you're thinking of or whatever you're moving past, group number 2, it's just striking you, and it's striking other people. You do not want to keep yourself bottled up anymore. So it's telling you in the new year to move forward. Talk about the issues that have been bothering you this past year. Seek an expert. You know, come out of the safe. Move past all of the darkness. Let that tower fall, group number 2. You know, with the lightning, let it give you a chance for new beginnings and for a rebirth. So hopefully these messages help, group number 2. And again, I really hope to see all of you next year. Stay tuned for my all my Capricorns out there, star pupils, for the Capricorn birthday zodiac video. I will be trying to post that sometime next week. And I hope that you all have a happy and safe new year, all my star pupils and who picked group number 2. I'll talk to you soon. So hello again, all of my star pupils. So this reading is for all of those of you who picked champagne glass number 3, group 3. So you guys are actually going to laugh. I thought I was recording this video and I actually wasn't. So, and I just, you guys, group number 3 has a really good reading. So just so you know, but I'm just going to start to basically go through this reading. So we have all of the the cards down here that we're going to use, some of the tarot cards. We're going to start with this Madame Endora's Oracle card pretty much, and then we're going to do the Answer is Simple Oracle cards just to kind of touch upon the main Oracle card in the middle. So we're going to start with this one, you guys. So this is water. Emotions are at their peak. So for all of you who picked group number 3, strongly sensing that either it's for Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces people. If you're either, all my star pupils who picked this group, if you're either a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces sun, moon, or rising, this reading really, really is for you. I have the feeling, you guys, too, that with this reading, what is so interesting is that there's a lot of emotions going on here. There's a lot of feeling going on here. Group number 3, you strike me as people who just are more emotional. So we're probably going to look into the reading a little bit on what that actually means. What do you guys look forward to next year when it comes to emotions, things like that? You might be working or practicing with water a lot more, doing things like that. You might be living near the water. So we're going to look at this first oracle card. This is the Rebel or to Rebel. So all of you in group number 3, what I'm sensing is that you do want to rebel against the way things are currently. You want to be that rebel. You do want to stand out. You do want to let your emotions be heard. You do want to move forward for next year, but you just want to be that person that stands out. You kind of just want to be that person that you can be yourself emotionally, move on from all of that. Move on from if you're not feeling like you are necessarily yourself, rebelling against certain things, rebelling against not being able to talk about your emotions, not be able to have yourself be heard. And we have the you are not afraid. So you guys in group number 3, I'm just sensing, and I was sensing this too previously, you guys are just not afraid of how you feel. You're not afraid to say that this is who I am. I don't give a heck about what's going on. I care about who I am. I want to be this type of person. I'm okay with this. I feel this, I'm emotional about this. You guys are very much out there in the open. You guys are not afraid. Unlike the first 2 groups, you guys were really just like, okay, I'm just out there. I'm flaunting it. I'm happy with who I am. I'm making this decision to be emotionally sound. And you kind of want to take a lot of that group number 3 into the new year next year. You really don't want to lose any of that because you feel like you've kind of come a long way emotionally and you're happy with how you have overcome things this year, how you really, really have moved past things this year that you thought were not going to happen, group number 3. So we're going to look at some of the tarot down here because I just got a feeling from this group, and I said this before, that I have a feeling that a lot of this is going to be cup energy. And the reason why I say that is because we have the water, we have a lot of this emotion going on. So we're going to take a look at it. So we have the 3 of Cups here, which this is interesting because again, we talk about the 3 of Cups being the fates, being the maidens. 3 is a very happy number. It's about happiness. It's about emotional fulfillment. It's about knowing that you can overcome things. Group number 3, you are happy with yourself. You don't need to have anybody else look to you. You don't have to worry about what you feel. You say what you feel and you are not afraid, group number 3. You are not afraid to be emotionally sound. So this is you're at a very happy time, but you'd like to move forward with that happiness. You have just gotten rid of all of the stuff that you don't need, group number 3, and you guys are all sassy. You're proud, group number 3. If you chose this, you are sassy and proud. You don't need anyone to fulfill you. Okay, so speaking of this group number 3, because we have the 5 of Cups here, I think that this is very interesting, and let me explain why. Because you guys have really come out emotionally. You have said things to people. You have declared yourself in the right state of mind this year. You have really overcome a lot of the negativity, a lot of the pain, a lot of the, emotional problems that you were having in the past. I'm really getting that, group number 3. So with the 5 of Cups, it's okay to feel that sorrow and that pain because not everybody else agrees with you, group number 3, and that's okay. You still have enough emotion. You still have enough to give other people. You still, even though you may have lost some people, group number 3, I'm just sensing that you basically have told people emotionally how you feel, and some people are not seeing it the way that you do, and that's okay because you still have so much more to give other people. You still have so much more to move past, to go through, to move forward with. That it's not important who you're losing. It's important as to what you are gaining, both spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You really, really want to be that rebel with a cause, not rebel without a cause, but rebel with a cause, because you really want to move forward emotionally and show that happiness, show that gratefulness, show the emotional paths that you can be on. We also have see, what did I tell you guys? We got all the cups here working. We do have the 6 of Cups. So this is very interesting because what we can see here is we have that innocence, that happiness. We have, the white lilies that are in there, which is a new beginning. We have the happiness. You are emotionally happy. You are emotionally innocent, group number 3. You feel your happiest when you're in a simple type of living. When you're in simplicity, you feel happy. That's basically what that 6 of Cups is talking about. Group number 3 is that you can feel fulfilled. You go from the 3 to the 6, you go from this type of merriment, enjoyment, but really now you are savoring that happiness. You are savoring that innocence, group number 3. And you're taking that into the new year as well. You're taking all of this emotional fulfillment, group number 3, into the new year. You're taking a lot of that goodness that you did this year and you're moving forward with it. You're not afraid to move forward spiritually, and you're not afraid to be that person who stands out either. What's interesting about this is we actually have here the 8 of Cups. I cannot talk today, you guys. I'm sorry. The 8 of Cups. So what that basically means, group number 3, and what I'm sensing from Spirit is that the 8 of Cups, like in reality, this basically shows upright that you are walking away from emotion. You're not embracing anything about it. You're not embracing, the emotional feelings of what you feel or the sensitivities. But this is showing, because this is reversed, group number 3, that you are embracing emotionally and spiritually who you are. You're not walking away from challenges. You're facing them head on. You're also moving forward to a new way of thinking, to a new way of being. And it's saying too, with that water card, that Madame Endora Oracle card, that emotions are at their peak. You are emotionally feeling the way that you should be feeling, group number 3. You're emotionally moving past everything that you thought that you couldn't do, you couldn't be. So it's showing that you're facing a lot of your emotional sensitivities, which is great. It's also showing here too, again, with all the cups, we got all the cups feeling here. So this is basically the 9 of Cups. So what this is showing, group number 3, is that you don't have any choices really to make, but at the same time, you still feel in a deep part of yourself that you are not emotionally fulfilled yet, which is interesting because next year you kind of go from not feeling emotionally fulfilled or to, at the peak of where you could be, to where you are at that point. Now, here's the thing, group number 3. I'm sensing from a lot of you that this has to do with emotional relationships. This has to do with spouses, children, yourself. If you were single or newly single, you're probably going to end up finding someone who shares your same interests, shares your emotional well-being. If you are with someone, that type of emotional bond is going to grow stronger only because you are trying, group number 3, more so than any of the other groups, you are trying to be yourself, and you do not care who feels any type of way about you. You want to be yourself. You want to be emotionally sound. You want to love somebody for who they are, but you are not emotionally fulfilled yet at that point. We can kind of see with the fortune cards what kind of plays out, but group number 3, you are just feeling that way. You're feeling like you want to break down doors. You want to be that type of person. You want to move past everything you think that you know. And of course, we do have at the end of this, the emotional fulfillment. So again, like I'm talking about group number 3, next year there's going to be that emotional fulfillment. You don't feel like you're at that point right now, but next year you will get to have the happy home life, have the relationship that you've been wanting for so long, grow that relationship that you already have. Or if you're single, you might find someone else completely different, but that emotional growth will happen. You're just not at that point right now, but next year, group number 3, you definitely will be. So the water, all about what is going on. I don't know if some of you actually live near an ocean, live near something, but water is also too very, very cleansing, and water is a conduit for magical workings, practices, things like that. So if you all can maybe get some water, you know, we made the moon water in one of my videos before. If you haven't seen that, you can take a look at it on my channel, but definitely working with the moon energies, working with the water. I mean, that would really help to just get you to that point, group number 3, where you kind of are feeling emotionally fulfilled. Because I think that maybe this past year, and what I'm sensing is that you all kind of did rebel a little bit. You kind of did become who you needed to be emotionally, and now you're just looking for that piece of fulfillment. So we will kind of see group number 3, what is basically going on here, or what we can look through with these fortune cards. And I'm just going to grab 3 of them and see what the situation is here. And honestly, there was 4 that came out here too, so Spirit's just talking to us. So this is the number 7, which is a very, very lucky number, but this is the scythe, the Sith, whatever the way you want to call this. Basically, let me just explain. So this card right here is representation of a couple different things. We have seen this in the Death card. I just want everyone to understand. This instrument originally was used for tilling. It was used for cutting down wheat. It was used for harvest. So when we think about the Death card, we think about it as the cutting down of something, the end of something. So this here is the harvest. It's the end of what you are feeling. It's the end of the past emotional feelings. So that is kind of telling you to cut things down from your life that you don't need, cut down the emotions that you feel are no longer serving you. So that, I feel like either you did that this past year, group number 3, or you're about to next year. We have the clover leaf, so there's a lot of luckiness happening here. There's a lot of luck going to be happening for you all next year that maybe you just don't even know about right now. Clovers also too are very, very cleansing. They're very detoxifying. I don't know if any of you in group number 3 ever drank clover tea. It's very, very detoxifying for your system. It definitely helps to cleanse you out. The clover leaf is also lucky, but it's cleansing. So it's telling you to emotionally cleanse what you think you don't need. We also have the children. So for all of my star pupils who picked group number 3, the champagne glass number 3, if you have children, if you have and you've been dealing with a lot of stuff emotionally with your children, specifically, you know, this card can also denote children. I don't know who does have children in this reading or not, but it's kind of telling you, if you do have children, to look more into the innocence of things. Spend more time with your children if you can. They will emotionally help you moving forward. If you don't have children and you're in this reading, it's telling you to look inside of your childlike self. Keep that innocence going, group number 3. Don't lose that innocence when it comes to your emotional feeling. And we also have the snake. So explaining a little bit about the snake, we talk about, obviously, you know, the biblical sense of the snake. But the other thing to denote too is that the snake is also a very grounded creature, a very spiritual, you know, animal. Talking about the darkness, really, the snake is about the darkness, but it is about the wisdom. It is about the wisdom to move past our enemies, to not strike our enemies out of emotion, but to kind of look past all of that and to move forward, to slither forward. And the snake also too, it denotes a lot of spiritual energy. There's a lot of spirit happening with the snake, a lot of fire energy in there. So it's kind of telling you to kind of cool down that fire energy with the water energy that you are possessing. Do not allow the venomous words from people, group number 3, to get you down in the new year. Do not allow the venom that has been in the past. You have kicked it. You've kicked that habit, group number 3. You've kicked all of the venom, all of the drama, all of the pain. You have come forward and you are not afraid to say who you are. Don't let that come back in to your life next year. Don't let that happen to, you know, don't let the dark people who you've let go of, group number 3, slither back into your life. Let them leave. You're at a happy point. You're going to be emotionally fulfilled. You don't need to worry about it. Don't let them back in, basically, is what that snake card is saying. Group 3, these are your messages. I hope that this really, really did actually help. I hope that you all have a great new year, New Year's Eve, New Year next year. Stay tuned for my Capricorn star pupils who picked group number 3. Stay tuned for the Capricorn Zodiac birthday video. I'm going to be posting that sometime next week. And so look out for that. And again, if you haven't already, all my star pupils, like or subscribe to my videos, and also to the channel. It helps me to kind of grow the channel a little bit too. So I really hope to see you all next year, and I will talk to you soon.